My husband collapsed right after his mother's funeral, even though he was healthy, walked every morning, and followed a strict keto diet. That sentence was spoken in the emergency room. A 61-year-old man, non-smoker, no diabetes, normal cholesterol. Just 10 minutes after leaving the cemetery, he slumped over in the car seat from a sudden heart attack with no prior symptoms. The diagnosis shocked everyone. His heart was wrapped in a layer of epicardial fat, visceral fat hidden deep around the outer lining of the heart. This type of fat can't be seen on the outside. It doesn't show up on standard blood tests or scans. And most shocking of all, he wasn't overweight. This wasn't a rare case. In recent years, top cardiologists across the U.S. have reported that nearly 90% of heart surgery patients have visible fat surrounding their hearts, even those with a healthy weight. This kind of fat doesn't cause pain. It doesn't make your chest feel tight. It doesn't give you the typical heart attack symptoms we're trained to notice. It simply whispers. Until one day, it takes your heart down without warning. The truth is this. It's not just cholesterol in your blood. It's the silent fat around your heart caused by insulin resistance building up over time. So if you or someone you love still believes eating healthy is enough, pause. This video will show you what modern medicine is now confronting. A heart attack may start with something as simple as a spoonful of cooking oil.
When we think about fat, most of us picture the belly, thighs, or waist, the parts we can see. But there's one type of fat that's far more dangerous. It sits directly on the surface of your heart, hugs your coronary arteries, and wraps around the cardiac muscle itself. This is called epicardial fat, or simply fat around the heart. Unlike subcutaneous fat, this fat doesn't just sit there. It actively releases inflammatory cytokines, pumps out free fatty acids, and worse, it's in direct contact with your heart and blood vessels, triggering chronic local inflammation. According to studies published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, epicardial fat can activate endothelial inflammation, the kind that raises your risk of heart attacks, strokes, and arrhythmias. What makes it truly dangerous is this. It doesn't cause pain, it doesn't make you visibly gain weight, and it doesn't show up on a basic cholesterol test. You won't see it on a routine echocardiogram either. It's only visible through advanced cardiac CT scans, which means it can grow silently, even when you think you're doing just fine. And here's the critical part. Epicardial fat isn't just a result of overeating. It's a sign of metabolic dysfunction, especially insulin resistance, which we'll explore in the next section. This is exactly why so many older adults in the U.S., people who diet, exercise, and don't have high blood pressure, still experience heart attack symptoms out of nowhere. They don't realize their heart is being quietly suffocated by a layer of fat that makes no noise, but can trigger a deadly cardiac event at any moment. You can't see it, you can't feel it, but insulin resistance quietly changes the way your heart responds to food, stress, and daily life. Insulin is the hormone that helps move sugar from your blood into your cells. But when your cells become resistant to insulin, meaning they stop responding to its signal, your body has to produce even more insulin to keep your blood sugar in check. It may sound harmless, but in reality, chronically high insulin levels create the perfect storm for chronic inflammation, visceral fat buildup, and the dangerous accumulation of epicardial fat around the heart. According to Cleveland Clinic, insulin resistance is a root cause behind most cardiovascular diseases, including high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, abnormal cholesterol, and even heart failure. The scariest part? It often has no clear symptoms. People go about their lives unaware until one day their heart gives out. In many heart attack cases, the patient has normal cholesterol and isn't obese, but has been living with undiagnosed insulin resistance for years. Over time, this condition triggers fat buildup around the heart, narrows the arteries, causes irregular heart rhythms, and leads to shortness of breath and fatigue until it eventually progresses into heart failure if left unaddressed.
So why is insulin resistance so often ignored? Because not all doctors check insulin levels, and most standard heart screenings don't even include it. As a result, millions of older Americans are walking around with a ticking time bomb in their chest, and they don't even know it.
I eat clean. I'm thin. I walk every morning. So why would I be at risk for a heart attack? This is one of the most common questions found in the comment sections of health videos, and it reflects one of the most dangerous misunderstandings many Americans carry throughout their lives. First, being thin does not mean you're free of visceral fat. This condition is known as TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. It means someone may look lean on the outside but still have hidden fat stored deep inside, especially around the heart. These individuals don't gain much weight. Their BMI seems normal, so they skip heart screenings. But in real clinical practice, many cases of heart attack symptoms occur in thin patients, precisely because visceral fat doesn't show on the surface. Second, following a keto diet doesn't guarantee your heart is safe. Many people go low carb, cut sugar, and avoid starches, but they still cook daily with seed oils. They saute vegetables with canola oil, dress their salads with sunflower oil, and fry eggs in cottonseed oil, without realizing these industrial oils are damaging their insulin receptors, leading directly to insulin resistance. According to Harvard Health, the keto diet only offers true cardiovascular benefits if your ingredients are clean, meaning you completely avoid seed oils prone to oxidation. Otherwise, you may lose weight, but you won't reduce inflammation, and the fat around your heart may keep growing in silence. The truth is this: you can be thin, you can eat clean, you can even follow keto. But if you ignore insulin resistance and the quality of your food, you're still at risk for heart failure, arrhythmias, or even a silent heart attack in your sleep.
You don't need a big belly to have dangerous fat around your heart. That's one of the hardest truths cardiologists face. Week after week, they treat patients who seem healthy, thin, active, eating clean, yet still suffer from sudden heart attacks. Why? Because epicardial fat is silent, and the people most at risk are often the least aware. Here are 5 groups of people who are more likely to develop heart fat even when they think they're doing everything right. 1. The thin but metabolically unhealthy, TOFI. You look lean, your BMI is fine, but you always feel hungry, tired, or moody. You may be TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. This means your body stores visceral fat, especially around your heart, even if the mirror says you're in shape. This group is often ignored by doctors, but they face a real risk of silent heart disease and early heart failure. 2. The healthy eaters still using seed oils every day. You ditched sugar, you count carbs, but you still use canola oil, soybean oil, or sunflower oil to cook. These industrial oils are highly inflammatory. They quietly damage insulin receptors, leading to insulin resistance, and over time, fat builds up around the heart. 3. Keto followers with the wrong ingredients. Keto isn't a magic bullet, especially if you're frying everything in seed oil or drowning salads in bottled dressings. Yes, you may lose weight, but if inflammation stays high, your epicardial fat may continue to grow, unseen but dangerous. 4. The stressed, sleep-deprived, and always on. Chronic stress boosts cortisol, which raises blood pressure and stores fat deep inside the body. Poor sleep lowers your heart rate variability, a key measure of how resilient your heart really is. The more restless your nights, the harder your heart has to work in silence. 5. The "I'm fine" crowd ignoring early signs. You feel a little more tired lately. Your breathing seems heavier. You snore loudly, or your heart skips a beat now and then. These aren't just aging. They might be the early whispers of heart fat building up, quietly squeezing your heart from the inside. If you see yourself in one of these groups, it's not about panic, it's about awareness.
Because the earlier you understand what's happening inside, the sooner you can take back control. You don't need expensive tests. You don't need fancy treatments. You just need to make a few powerful changes right where you live. Because the heart doesn't wait for you to start next week. 1. Start in the kitchen. Remove seed oils. Choose heart-friendly fats. If you only change one thing, let it be the fat you cook with every day. Seed oils like soybean, sunflower, and corn oil are ultra-processed. They're heated to high temperatures, become easily oxidized, and directly damage insulin receptors, leading to insulin resistance and epicardial fat buildup. Remove immediately. Industrial vegetable oils, bottled salad dressings, fried takeout or fast food. Replace with grass-fed butter, cold-pressed coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, homemade beef tallow or duck fat. Don't let eating clean be just a label. One wrong spoonful of oil used daily is enough to feed silent heart fat. 2. Reset daily habits. Fewer meals, gentle movement, better sleep. One of the strongest ways to reverse insulin resistance and shrink fat around the heart is to reduce meal frequency, no snacking, and increase time between meals. Recommended eating for adults over 50, 2 main meals per day, at least 6 hours apart, no food after 7 p.m., drink water regularly, avoid sugary foods at night, eat leafy greens, clean protein, no refined carbs. Physical activity. You don't need to run miles. 15 minutes of walking after meals plus 2 to 3 short HIIT-style workouts per week, stairs, cycling bursts, can boost heart rate variability and improve insulin sensitivity. Sleep. Snoring, late nights, and insomnia increase cortisol and worsen insulin control. So try this. Turn off screens before 9 p.m., avoid caffeine after 2 p.m., aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Helpful daily additions, no prescription needed. Apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon in water before meals. Berberine, supports healthy blood sugar and lipids. Magnesium, calms the nervous system and supports steady heart rhythms. These steps don't cost much. They don't require a prescription. They don't need a device. All they need is for you to act now, not later. You won't feel heart fat as it grows. It doesn't throb like chest pain. It doesn't pound like a racing heartbeat. It doesn't show up clearly on a basic blood test. But it's there, tightening its grip on your heart each day, like a soft pillow pressed against your chest while you sleep. And by the time you feel it, it may be too late to untie the rope. If you see yourself in any of the high-risk groups, if you felt fatigue, shortness of breath, if you snore loudly, or your heart races even at rest, don't wait. Go back to your kitchen. Open the pantry. Look at the bottle of oil you use every single day, and ask yourself, could this be what's been silently changing my heart for the past 10 years? You don't have to be a doctor to save someone from a heart attack. You just have to act before their heart stops, without a sound. If this video spoke to you, please share it with your parents, your siblings, your spouse. Share it with someone you love, because one video today could be the reason someone you care about is still alive tomorrow.